So, chances are you're here because you know you need to declutter, but you're so overwhelmed that you don't know where to begin or how to start. You've come to the right video. I am on a minimalist journey to simplify and declutter my entire life, not just my physical possessions. So, here I'm going to give you 3 tips on how and what to do, tips that have actually helped me and that I've implemented. I am in this with you. This has been a lifelong struggle for me, and I've recently discovered that I'm highly sensitive. So, too much visual or physical stimuli really gets to my mental health and affects me in a negative way. So, I'm taking the bull by the horns finally at middle age and just slashing and burning. And at this point, I almost don't care what gets tossed. I just want a clean and serene, minimal home. So I can think clearly, I can get what I need to get done in a timely fashion, and I don't have to make so many decisions every single day. I'm Tina. If this video adds something to your life, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. I left home when I was 18, and I came from a family that saved absolutely everything. So I've been really trying to reprogram that way of being, that pack rat mentality. But somewhere along the way, I told myself that it was good to have so much stuff that it didn't fit in the cupboards, that I was just an untidy person, and that it was okay. But these are all stories that you tell yourself that you can change. Am I right? Why not start telling yourself that you're a tidy person, you're a clean person, you put things away as you should in a timely fashion? I personally started telling myself that I'm a tidy person, and honestly, it's done wonders for how I clean and tidy my home on a daily basis. So, first things first, change your mentality and start telling yourself that you are a tidy and minimalist person from now on. I'm guessing that because you searched on YouTube how to start decluttering when you're feeling overwhelmed, you've got a lot to do. So, to make it less overwhelming, my second tip is to break it down into bite-sized chunks. My favorite way of doing this is to create a list. Go through your kitchen, your living room, bedrooms, bathrooms. I would break it down even further and do kitchen subcategory, top cupboards, bottom cupboards, drawers. Really break it down. Because then if you do that, you can check off more things in a day, and it feels like you're getting so much done. And there's nothing like a sense of accomplishment when you're trying to tackle a mammoth task. Yep, it might be a mammoth task, and that's okay. Trust yourself that you're going to get through it, and it's going to be the best thing for your mental health. Your anxiety, your depression, your overwhelm is just going to melt away when you have, let's say, maybe half of what you have now, maybe even more. It's going to be great. I would set aside time every day to surmount this obstacle because you will and you can. I believe in you and you believe in you in your heart. What you need to do is, depending on your day, depending on your schedule, to keep overwhelm again to a minimum, because we don't want to go overboard here, you need to set a timer. So whatever time you have, whatever day, set your timer for 15 minutes and you're going to go through your cutlery drawer, for example. And then maybe later on in the day, after supper, you're going to go through the cupboard where you store your plates and bowls. Do timed sessions so you know when you get to stop. There's nothing worse than having something drag on and on and on all day, and it takes twice or 3 times as long as you intended. Yes, it might take a little bit longer, but if you take a small chunk, set a timer, you're not going to get as overwhelmed, and you can check something red off your list. It's fine to go over the timer limit if you feel like you have the energy and you're not feeling overwhelmed. My biggest problem is to start something and then just go and go and go and go. And then all of a sudden, my family's coming home and the place is an absolute wreck. And nobody can walk around because there's stuff on the floor, there's stuff on the counter. It's awful. So set a reasonable time limit to get your small task complete. And my last tip for this video is to start in the kitchen. As you know, the kitchen is the heart of the home, and if you're not nourishing your heart and soul by keeping your kitchen tidy and clean and organized, your whole life is going to be impacted. So my one major tip for the kitchen is clear your sight lines. I would actually start on the walls. If you have any artwork or pictures or kids' drawings on the fridge, take those down. That's going to be the first thing that you see when you walk into the kitchen. And for someone who's feeling overwhelmed or highly stimulated, you need to just get rid of the visual clutter, and that's at eye level. Then work your way down to the countertops. I'm sure you've heard that clean and clutter-free countertops are just a game changer, and I will attest to that. As someone who's recently cleared most things from the countertops, I can tell you it is such a joy to come into the kitchen to make dinner or make lunch and not have to tidy things away or move things around in order to do stuff. This is decision fatigue at its finest, and we need to cut that down, feel less overwhelmed on a daily basis, and so this is the number one way to do it. In the next video, I'm going to talk about other ways of decluttering, the benefits, and some psychology around it. Thanks for watching. I'm Tina. See you in the next one.